Hi, Mr. Whitney here. Going to be showing you how to draw a simple turkey. There's a couple different ways of doing this. I'm going to just be grabbing my pen to do this, and I'm going to do a few on a sketchbook page. Artists know usually when you have a page, you end up doing a couple different things. So this is not going to be a completed drawing, but just to show different ways of doing a turkey. Um, I like to go through, whoops, apologize here, get some light on here. And is that going to show up? So I like starting with the head and the neck, and then you can do the simple round body like such. And then going through, and I'm going to draw this again. I'm going to draw it twice because there's a couple different ways I veer off from here. So two lines, circle at the end. And if you're not feeling comfortable with that, you can go through. There's been times where I go through and I draw the body like such, and I draw the stick above, and then I put the head. So as you see, I've got the starts on it, and I'm going to go through. Sometimes I want to taper down, and I just really want to put the fat body on here together, and then I want to go through, and I'm going to give this one an elongated head. Again, the nice thing about when you use a sketchbook is trying out different things and really artistically wise, showing you guys thinking aloud and what I'm doing here. So the different turkeys going through. I've got the body drawn. We'll put that tune in here. It is really not cooperating. Let me pause. I'm going to walk across the room and see if I turn off the overhead lights, if it'll be better. So the secret I've discovered, I turn off all the lights. So I'm sitting here below my document camera in the dark like a teenager. This is kind of funny. This is how I end up doing my drawings at home, is below a lamp and a lot of times with light on it. So I'm very focused here. Next, going through putting in, there's the eyes I can put on the turkey. There's these simple eyes I do as simple as dots. They're going through, doing the circles, going through, putting the black dots with the circles. My turkeys always end up looking crazy. This long one, I'm going to do the long eyes with the dots going through. And my pin I love using here, these are Gelosities by Bic. So Bic Gelosities, it's important to find something you like drawing with going through. Again, I would suggest using the pencil, being more fine tuned. This is my sketchbook, my school sketchbook I end up doing the art with here. So let me not get distracted and finish my eyes. So going through, there is also, I can do bigger, elongated eyes. And if you notice, I leave just a little bit of white in there to get that reflective thing. I have not done that until probably the last year of catching that to where, oh, it makes it glisten. And I'd seen artwork. I forget where I was at. Next thing I'm going to go through is I've got the beak. I can do just a simple triangle for a beak going through there. We can even do an elongated kind of triangle. I do like the triangle for the beak there. Kind of more of that's more of an ice cream cone kind of look. I just realized this turkey I didn't give a body to. Going through. Really keeping it in, or I can do this layered triangle. So here is a triangle and then a triangle, a little bit smaller below it, gives that effect of an open mouth. And this guy right here, I'm really sticking with the elongated. If you get too long, I'm getting away from that turkey look here on this one. It's really starting to look like something else. So I got to remember I'm drawing a turkey, drawing a turkey, drawing a turkey. Then you can add in the little gobbler. I'm going to put the gobbler here, and really that's just a squiggle down. And notice I fixed my goof up right here. My gobbler here, I'm going to go through. I'm really wanting to capture the turkey essence, so I'm putting that gobbler down in there. And really, when I color, I can make that one pop. Next thing I'm going to draw on the turkey is my legs. Your legs can be as simple as sticks down and things off of it. That is, there's no rule or right or wrong reason. You can give some thickness to them. I like to give some thickness. And then I just go through and I'll spider out like something like this. My favorite number is 3, so you'll notice that I've got 3. And if you go through, I wouldn't do 2 because then you start looking like a duck in there, other prongs on there. So going through, I can go through and give him a little bit longer. Oh, here, that's what I'm going to do here. We're going to go through and give some weight down below, and then the legs a little further extended out. And then I'm making these a little wider. And this one, I really stuck with that long, so I'm going to go through and get those little drumsticks going right there. And then I'm going to further down the legs and sticking with that tall and skinny, sticking with that tall and skinny, you will see that I'm drawing the feet a little differently. Really, this one is just the tall and skinny, and it's always kind of a mystery. I'm grabbing my glasses because I refuse to wear, and I'm like making sure all my lines are closed. I'm like, oh, here we go. All right. So not done yet. Not done yet. Go through feathers. Feathers, my favorite way of doing feathers is taking these hoops, and I always start around the head. Just these little hoops and going through, and these fat feathers. Fat feathers. I'm going to stop. I usually go all the way down and around, but I've got two turkeys right here beside each other. So I'm going to kind of close it. And it's kind of like a baseball mitt thing because these two turkeys, I don't want them to overlap. Important thing planning out. Myself, I'm thinking, oh, I could have turned the sketchbook a different way. And again, thinking about how I'm doing my art. This one I'm going to do skinny, tall feathers on. Skinny, tall feathers. Going through. And then let me just draw these in real quick here. And it kind of gets an effect of a hand. And again, I'm getting these smaller because these are next door neighbors. I don't want them to take over. I'm going to then do skinny tall feathers on this one. There's a couple ways. I used to like doing that kind of thing when I was a kid and then see these lines line up. You can go through and as you get older, there's things I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have lined them up. Now it looks like I drew them together, which is kind of funny. So I'm going to take my turkeys. This is funny. They usually, the wings go right off to the side and they block out. I'm going to do that with this one right here. So this one's really going to go over into its neighbor. Taking this kind of thing. This is what I do. And if you notice this one, this is really how I do mine. Feathers are not perfect on a turkey, and I'm going to let these go off the page because I really want you to see. That's what I end up doing. My feathers are not all done though. This one I'm going to go up and do these. I do a line down the middle of all of them. Line down the middle like such. And I just do it real quick, and sometimes it doesn't touch. Then I do these little lines on it, get that feathered effect. And there's times where I want symmetrical, so I'll do evenly like that, or sometimes I'll just bloom and scratch them along. I oftentimes think that when you do them quickly like this, they look a lot better. So adding those lines in there, again, the layering up, you can go through and like I've got space in here. I can put these little curves here, really get those layers of the feathers in there, depending on what we want to do. I see taking this and really tricky when you get a bunch on the page here. As you see, they really starting to cluster together. So I'm going to just go through and line this one up. So these guys on the right hand side here are going to have those extra lines in there. So, and giving this layer to where they can be next door to each other, standing side by side here. So again, taking it, turkey, fun thing about turkey is it's very forgiving. You can do side by sides and cram a bunch of them in there if you want. Next thing, we can have the wings. The wings, I usually just do these simple C's going down, and then I curve them by like such. This one, keep them with the long and skinny, long and skinny. And there's no right or wrong way. Find your style. Find your style. And I like it when kids go through. One of my students was sharing he's drawing a dragon. I was just thinking about that. I'm going to just layer this in like such. I'm just thinking about the dragon scales and layering it up here for these like such. Nice little effect. And I've never done that on turkey before. I usually do it on the dragons. Hopefully you enjoy this. Your teachers and myself look forward to seeing what you end up drawing.